This is the iPhone 11 Pro.
This is iPhone 12 Pro. This is iPhone 13 Pro. The new iPhone 14 Pro, iPhone 15 Pro, iPhone 16 Pro.
If it feels like your phone hasn't changed in years, maybe it's time to change your phone.
Why did I begin with that clip? To be honest, even I don't know the answer to that question. I just found that clip funny. Flagship phones are a phenomenon that will never cease to amaze me, not only because of the necessary specifications they come with, but also because of the number of people running barefoot from their homes to get the newest flagship every single year. Like, brother, chill. 3/4 of the specs of the phone you're willing to sell your left nut just to get your hands on aren't even necessary for your average person. The basic functions of a phone include communication, which is calling and messaging, using the internet, and listening to music. Hell, you can even add watching the hub to that list. But out of all these functions, there isn't a single one that requires really high specifications. But wait, maybe I'm wrong. If you know at least one, go ahead and mention it. I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 0. Too slow, you failed. I'm right, you're wrong. Now, honestly speaking, there's no need for a phone to have 2 terabytes of internal storage. Like, what are you gonna store with all that? I know there's going to be apps, photos, and videos, especially for those of you on the piracy side of things, but you still don't need 2 TB just to store these things. Like, what are you trying to store? Epstein files, maybe? The most you would need is like 256 gigabytes, that's reasonable. And then there's RAM. I swear, phone companies just look at PCs with 32 gigabytes of RAM and think, how can we make as much money as that? And then just slap some random ass numbers on their phones. 12 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM. Nigga, no one's running GTA 6 on this bitch, bro. Be reasonable. There's no reason to have so much RAM in a tiny ass machine. And I know people are gonna be like, oh bro, I mean it's too fast for you to even understand. Bitch, I get it. It's fast. But both your lazy ass and mine are watching TikTok all day. The only speed needed is for swiping to the next video. Just wait until they start manufacturing phones with 64 gigs of RAM, because with the way things are looking, that's where we're headed. I'm not even joking. When that happens, we will have completely lost the plot, bro. Now, for those self-obsessed jackasses that take selfies anytime, anywhere, doing absolutely anything, and those that literally get turned on from taking photos, there's features like 200 megapixel cameras and 10x optical zoom. My god. Even just stating these features makes me sound like I'm losing my mind, bruh. Before writing this script, I didn't even know what the fuck those words meant. But now that I said that, I bet I sound like a complete maniac. Brother, you do not need a camera with 200 megapixels. If you're willing to waste $1,000 on a phone with the best camera, but you don't really need the other features, you're just better off buying a studio camera at a much cheaper price, bruh. Even 10x zoom is nonsensical, bruh. I mean, what are you trying to do? Take the perfect photo of a freaking grain of sand? Niggas be dropping one band for phones with 10x zoom like they want to be stalking people from afar, and like they want to catch someone doing really suspicious deeds. But hey, on this channel we see, but we don't judge. At this point, if you're taking photos casually, even a 10-year-old Android phone will do the job, although not perfectly. What's even crazier is the video recording capabilities flagships come with. Even if you were to record a video in 8K, 4K, or even 1080 pixels, on a screen as small as a phone's, the difference in picture quality is pretty goddamn near impossible to notice. They would look exactly the same. Not to mention 60 frames per second is way more than enough for video recording on your phone, bro. Like, these people are pushing boundaries over here, reaching 240 FPS. Broski, we don't need that. If you ask me, I would be lying if I didn't say they're on something. Even the refresh rate is wild, bruh. 120 Hz is crazy. To be honest, most of us don't really care if the display updates 120 times per second, 15 times per second, 1 time per second, or even 0 times per second. You included. I know for a fact that you don't care about this shit, my nigga. I'm over here watching YouTube, using Instagram, and checking my emails. Yes, I use email in 2025 for business purposes. So I don't need a 120 Hz or 240 Hz display, bruh. I'm doing regular shit. And to conclude, I'll talk about the phone designs. To be specific, my beef is mostly with Apple here. I mean, look at this, bro. Exhibit A, the iPhone 7. And Exhibit B, the iPhone 8. If you knew nothing about Apple, or if I didn't give you any specifications or names of these two phones, of course you would think, hey, this is the same phone. And for those of you that are like, well, these are old phones, bro, you can't use this example. Let me pull a couple more examples out of my ass. Here, over here, you can clearly see the similarity in the design of the iPhone 11, the iPhone 12, the iPhone 13, and the iPhone 14. And here we have the iPhone 14 Pro, the iPhone 15 Pro, and the iPhone 16 Pro, which again look exactly the same. 3 years in a row. They look like the exact same phone. You would expect them to have changed the design, but no, they stuck with the same design for 3 freaking years. And lastly, we have the iPhone 16 and the iPhone 17. Let's not talk about the 17 Pro Max because it's not worth our time. It's practically the iPhone 14 Pro but with a wider camera bump. Now that I think about it, Apple's design team is kinda trash. They don't deserve their jobs. Now look, most of these features don't really matter, but you know one thing that matters? The fact that we're not Android users. This is strange coming from a guy who's using the iPhone 7 Plus in the big 25. If I'm being completely honest here, the only reason I would switch to a flagship is because of software updates. That's it. My iPhone is stuck at iOS 15 for life. So yeah, it kinda sucks. But anyways, those are my thoughts. If you've made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Check out my socials, my Instagram, my TikTok, and consider supporting me on Patreon. These videos aren't easy to make. But yeah, thanks, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!